Hello and welcome to the Foxcatcher AFL show. My name's Julian Vallance, joined as always by Bernie Vince. Bernie, let's get into round 15 action. Friday night, it's a belter of a game. The Lions got them in the prelim last year, but it's down at GMHBA. I talk of the Cats and the Lions. This is shows, like we do at Foxcatcher, just the teams against the best. It's a really good metric to see how these teams are going against the top 9, because we think it's down to the top 9 in terms of who makes the 8. And look at the Cats. They've played 8 of them. They've won 6 and 2. The Lions, not so impressive. Played 7. They're 4 and 3. It shows cream against the cream. Yeah,
we were letting Brisbane off a little bit early. I mean, they were just getting it done against teams down the bottom of the ladder. And we're like, well, they won the premiership last year. They'll build, but they're running out of time to get going. Another loss at home. That's a couple in a row up there at the Gabba they've lost. So they need to bounce back quickly. But you wouldn't be surprised if they do give Geelong a run for the money down there. It's a tough ground to win at, but they can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And they win the ball at the coalface too, which helps them. But the problem for them, and what we talk out is trying to get some money out of this, is the Lions in the last 6 games have missed market expectation 5 times. So this is a real concern for us when we're playing in this space. And that's why we thought they'd probably miss the top 4. In comparison, let's look at the total point line and where we want to be with the Cats in terms of when they're playing, because they're the overs gods. They've hit the overs, the total point line, 10 times, Bernie, out of their 14 games, which is astronomical. They average 102. The Lions average 87. I know it's Friday night footy, but it's beautiful conditions down in Geelong. 168 and a half. This is a really tricky one. I don't want to play. Do you?
It's a very tricky one. If I had to put money on, I'd go overs, definitely. Geelong 10 to 14, it's a big span, isn't it? Because down there, though, the 2 games at night, 240 and 131. So that is a big gap. And being a night game, you just never know at GMHBA. So probably stay out of that one if you're pushing.
Do you want to push us into something in terms of a player from a StatMate point of view? I know you get your head into that every week.
Yes, we love StatMate here. And I had a look at Josh Dunkley. Now, he's had 25 plus in his last 5 v Geelong. Now, I can't find a matchup for him. He does like to go to the best opposition mid, but I think Bailey Smith outworks him too much speed, and Holmes has got too much speed for him. So I don't know who he goes to, but that might free him up to really get hold of the footy.
He loves StatMate. Make sure you download it at the App Store. StatMate will be your best friend throughout the year, as it has been for Bernie thus far. Let's get to a game at Marvel Stadium. It's Collingwood versus St Kilda. Now, Saints got them last year actually at the MCG, but the Collingwood, I think, are very much a different football team in how they're playing. The Pies at Marvel's interesting. They've won their last 4, but you look at it and you look at this graphic and you go, well, they haven't been that impressive. I think the Bulldogs win's probably the most impressive there. North Melbourne, even though they beat them by 45 earlier in the year, they were struggling there. They beat them by a point. Other than that, we know the Saints play better there. What do we want to do with this game? Because this, I think, is tricky as well. Yeah, I
looked at totals, and Collingwood in all 4 of those wins at Marvel this year have scored at least 100. So they like to score there, and we know St Kilda score a lot better when they play at Marvel. 5 of their 7 games at Marvels have been over this year. So I like the over space in this one. I think it's going to be fast and free-flowing, and Collingwood pretty good defensively, but St Kilda, they're a different team there.
Yeah, absolutely. Also just worth noting, off the bye, the Pies. So there's been 12 teams that have played off the bye, 8 and 4 the record. So it is pushing towards a high percentage play in terms of when you're off the bye, you usually can hit that market expectation. The Pies have been able to be an outlier in that space as well, winning off 5-day breaks, winning back from Perth. So they just keep bucking the trend, the Pies. So we'll see that continue. Third game we're going to look at here is GWS versus Gold Coast. This is a fascinating game because we talk about GWS every week, that they're the most untrustworthy team in the comp, but the numbers suggest that. So when they're the favourite, they've been the favourite 8 times, they've only won 4, so that's a 50% record. Now the market's saying they should have won about 6 of them and be around 73, 74%.
Yep.
You can't trust them. They're favourites here. Beautiful conditions. We know the Suns are the best dry trackers in the comp. What are we doing?
Oh, well, last week I made a joke of, the Giants will beat Brisbane at the Gabba purely because they go against the market, and they did. So who knows with this one? 6 times they've been underdogs and won 4 times as well. So very hard to pick. I think the Gold Coast win this one. It's going to be a nice day, and we know how good the Gold Coast Suns are when they get that free-flowing, fast style of footy.
GWS average 85, Gold Coast average 93. The line for me is low, 162.5. Let's be with the overs that. Make sure you follow us on socials at Foxcatcher Intel. If you're having a bet, make sure it's a sharp one. See you soon.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.